Hello, I'm Lily, the Volunteering Network Officer here at BVAL. I was brought on specifically to help deliver the networking side of the Team Wilder movement. We've been working hard here at BVAL to figure out how we can best reach the communities in our area and what we can do to facilitate greater connections between these communities. Today I'm going to outline the latest developments in our journey to create a network for community groups across the 3 counties. And what we would really like after you've finished this video is for you to give us your feedback on what I've presented. There will be a form alongside this video, and I would be so grateful if you'd share your thoughts about the network. This is a community-focused and community-led movement, and it's important to me to get your ongoing feedback about what we're doing. So with that in mind, I'll get started. The Community Group Network Project is one part of a larger whole in the form of Team Wilder, a movement encouraging people to take action for wildlife in whatever form that may take. I'd like to start with a bit of context about how we've gotten to the stage we're currently at. We listened to the feedback already given to us by community groups, during the Team Wilder community group launch, for example, and we found that there were some general themes that most groups said they wanted support with, and they fell under these 3 main umbrellas: training, resources, and the opportunity to network and communicate with other like-minded groups and individuals. So we've taken time to consider what we are feasibly going to be able to provide and have decided on these core tenets as a starting point. We want to create a platform that can show people what groups are already up and running in their area. We think it's vital we spotlight the amazing work that community groups are doing in order to inspire others and help spread the message that we can all take action for nature. We want to create a space where groups can talk to each other and share their own valuable knowledge and experience. For instance, there might be a community group wondering what the best plants for butterflies are, while a resource listing butterfly-friendly plants is of course helpful. Another group that's already trialled these actions could be able to say, well, we planted a buddleia because that's a popular option, but it's actually a bit of a thug and always needs chopping back. We found sedums were much less hassle. And it's that lived experience of having actually done this stuff that's so important. And I know for a fact that there is, a wealth of skills already present in group members across the counties. We have people in these community groups who have worked with parish councils, worked in town planning, worked in conservation. This knowledge is already within our community. We just need to bring that to the surface. And obviously there will be situations where it is helpful to have some reference material, which is why we want to collate all our available resources and put them in one helpful place, and add in any other new ones that you think you might need. And sometimes a simple online resource won't cut it, so we're intending to offer training sessions for those topics that need a more specialist and involved approach. So what we are proposing is a platform that will facilitate all these aims, and I will break them down into several different facets, starting with the Team Wilder Community Group Jigsaw Map. We think our Team Wilder Jigsaw Map is a great way of highlighting actions for nature in the 3 counties. We now want to create a second jigsaw map specifically for community groups to use. You'll be able to add your details and be visible on the map, both for individuals looking to join a community group and so other groups can see who else is nearby. And we think this will be a great way to quite literally map out where the groups are operating. So what you'll be able to see on the map when you click on a little jigsaw piece will be some information about the community group, such as what kind of work they do and a link to their website. It will be all the core information you'd need to reach out and connect with the group. And we will also provide an option to view it in a list form, so it will be accessible in both formats. Next is communications. So I feel like communications is quite a broad topic, and I'm proposing several prongs of approach. Firstly, a forum space, so a place where there can be written discussion and information sharing. Also regular online meetings, perhaps as much as monthly, which can either be just a regular place to network with other groups and discuss things, or could have themes such as fundraising or seasonal wildlife gardening information. And these themes can be based around what groups want to talk about. And we can let groups know in advance what themes are coming up so that you can choose which ones to attend. And the format could be both themed and free form, whatever groups would prefer. And there is hope for an annual networking event in person, because sometimes face-to-face is just best. Team Wilder stories. So I see this as a branch within the topic of communications, but I think it's important to talk about it as a standalone. It's more of a deep dive into action that is taking place. Because as I've said, we're aware that so much amazing work is already going on across the counties, and we think stories will be a really vital part of spreading the Team Wilder message. It's stories that garner interest and can more effectively reach people and illustrate the many different things that Action for Nature can mean, such as the story we've published about creating a space for wildlife in a care home. It's not your typical action for wildlife per se, but it reinforces the idea that nature can and should be embedded into all aspects of our life. So I think we want a dedicated space to spotlight these stories. And of course, we're always looking for more stories, so if you want to feature in our stories area, then please get in touch. Resources. So we already have all sorts of helpful resources available on our website, but as I mentioned before, we want to bring these all together into one location on the Team Wilder platform so that they're much easier to find and utilise. Once we have a better idea of the full range of resources we already have to hand, we can then identify and fill the gaps. So please do think about what resources you will find helpful. I'm hopeful that once we've collated all our documents, we should have a pretty comprehensive resource base, but things may need to be tweaked or updated. Training. So we've identified a need for training, but with our capacity, we won't be able to just roll out a comprehensive and broad range of training opportunities. And we think it would be more helpful if we listen to what it is that the community groups want to receive training in. So the way I see the process going is that we regularly collect feedback from groups such as yourselves on what training is most desired and go with what seems to be most popular. This should be a strength as it will allow us to tailor our training sessions to what exactly it is that you want. So we will host our own training sessions, and I'm proposing the possibility of hybrid sessions, so part online and part face-to-face where necessary. I'm hoping this will allow us to maximise the accessibility and reach of these sessions, whilst also staying flexible in the face of any future challenges to meeting face-to-face. And I also think we could perhaps showcase what wider training is going on in the area, so provide links to external providers. And that is the community group networking platform in a nutshell. So I just want to thank you for watching this video, and I'm thanking you in advance for filling out the feedback form. Please do take a moment to fill that out. It really means so much to have voices like yours helping us shape this network, as ultimately it's a movement by you, for you. And please watch this space for more updates. We're working on the launch of the map, and hopefully not too far down the line, we will be getting the online forum space up and running. And if you have any other thoughts or feedback to give about this project, you can contact me directly at lilyoneil@bbout.org.uk. Bye-bye.